Hello everyone, welcome to Tactica Imperialis and to today's video. Today is going to be my thoughts on that I honestly never expected I was going to make. Because today is going to be my thoughts on Warhammer merchandise. Yet not like the concept of Warhammer merchandise, no, actual physical Warhammer merchandise. It's a thing, it's happened, and I can honestly say I didn't see this coming. But then again, I'm the person so oblivious to what's happening that I predicted we weren't going to get 9th edition the day before we got 9th edition. So, what do I know? Anyway, we have Warhammer merchandise. This is a thing now. This is quite cool, actually. I quite like the idea. So, I'm not going to go through the whole thing product by product and range by range, or we'll be here till Christmas. So I wanted to talk about a couple of things in particular as part of today's video. I wanted to talk first of all about the idea of having merch for Warhammer, having officially licensed merch, that is. Obviously, I know GW does bits and bobs of merch from time to time, and various people in the community will have their own merch, which can be affiliated but not officially licensed. So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the product range that they've got available at the moment. And I want to talk, and this is me being a bit of a nerd, I want to talk about, I'll end up talking at quite some length probably, about the sizes of some of the stuff that they're shipping. Because I was quite surprised by it when I looked at it last night. So, firstly, the idea. Warhammer merchandise, yay or nay? Well, I'm not opposed to the idea. The Warhammer license is a very, I'd want to say protected license, but then there's been so many video games and some of them have been quite terrible. But the Warhammer license is not something that GW doesn't control. Like, we make our content on YouTube, but it's still GW's licensed product. Sure, we get the ad revenue off it and all that, but we play it careful with our copyrights and affiliations. I have not got a problem with GW putting out merch. Conceptually, I don't have a problem with it, because as a hobbyist, I'd like to be able to show off the fact that I'm a hobbyist, and whether that's a phone case or a t-shirt or something altogether different, I do not fundamentally object to having Warhammer merch. I think it's quite a cool idea. And I think that they've started off probably in the best way they could by coinciding the release with 9th edition and having the initial run be 40k. Now, they do so here shot by faction, that whilst you can get Imperium, Chaos, and Xenos now, the AOS factions are listed as coming soon, which is lovely. It's good that that's a thing as well. And hopefully the AOS merch range will be as comprehensive as the 40k merch range, but we will have to say. Either way, I think that this is a good start, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else there is. So, let's have a look at the products that are available. I'm going to use the Xenos for this because my main armies are, well, Orcs and Tau, so it kind of makes sense that I go there. So, the overall product list, you've got t-shirts, hoodies, joggers, polos, the typical, like, clothing, hats and beanies, because some people like hats. I'm not a hat person particularly, but I get it. Mugs, bags, artwork, and phone cases, which is pretty cool. And you can tell that they've taken at least some time over this, because whilst this is primarily the cover art from Prophets of the War, it's also got the text behind it. This is a Jez Goodwin sketch, fair enough. This one has added artwork to a quote. You've added the Necron tomb symbol behind this off the corner of a codex page. They've generally taken a bit of time to come up with the merch designs. That's 2 bits of Necron Codex art. These beanies are very simple, granted. These phone cases, though, are probably my favourite bit of the whole range. Like, that Craftworld's phone case, I'm not an Eldari person, but it's cool. And the Tau phone case is probably the thing I want the most. My actual phone case is a bit past its best, and I would quite happily replace it with a Tau one, because I'm that sort of a nerd. It's a nice coloured design, and I would absolutely buy it. Come at me. The mugs, they've got a range of mugs. That one's quite a simple one. Hats, nice range of colours, I guess. The bags are a bit lazy. It's a bag with a symbol on it. And And that's true, I think, across even the Imperium and Chaos factions too. It's a bag with a symbol on it for 30 quid. I think that's pushing your luck a bit there, G-dubs. I think that's a bit lazy overall. But I think the mugs, they've done a good design bit of work on. There's some really nice designs in here overall. I can't really complain, particularly about the range of designs. So let's go into the Tau range, because we've just been talking about that phone case. Let's jump into the Tau range. So I've talked about the phone case, and this is just like a closer look. You've also got these laptop cases that you can get, 2 different sizes. Mine's one of the smaller ones. So yeah, there's a nice range of stuff here. I don't know about the pricing. Now, I'm not someone who's run a merch store. I've never been near a merch store, aside from buying like 1 or 2 bits of streamer merch across the many years I've been on YouTube. In fact, I've worn that merch shirt a fair few times on camera. And so I don't know what is considered good value for merch. But 30 quid for a polo, to me, seems a bit high. I could get that shirt at that quality material. I could probably go and spend half that price and get it. Maybe even a quarter of that price, depending on the retailer and how quality the products actually are. So for doubling to quadrupling, maybe even just tripling the price, I've paid for that Warhammer 40,000 logo stitched in at the top there, nice and small, and the Tau Empire symbol. That doesn't seem worth it to me. It doesn't. Joggers, I'm not a joggers person, but 35 quid feels steep. Also, that writing really screams Mass Effect at me at N7. I don't know why. Also, I've just caught there's a Tau symbol in that R and that O. Nice one. The poster's nice. It's just codex art, but they've added the extra text to it. Now, that price suggests that it's quite good value, but that price is for 12 inches by 18 inches. In fact, I'll show you the price listing now. So 12 by 18 gets you 15 quid, which is, well, I don't need you can go and get your tape measure and measure that. But if you want it at 24 by 36, so quadruple size, you're paying 10 quid more. But if you go up to full size, you double up to 50 quid. So I think 24 by 36 is probably the sweet spot, but it is something I'm not sure about in terms of prices. Does that seem high to you? I don't know. I've not bought a GW poster officially before. All the posters I used to have on my wall were always from box games, or like one I got on a £5 giveaway because my store was like throwing them at us. These 12 quid mugs, like this one I'm biased because it's got Chasso Arachon on it. It's a nice mug, and I could see myself paying 12 quid for it. The problem is I've got my eye on another mug. So this might be my sort of on-camera streamer's mug, I guess, if I ever get back to streaming. This is probably my streamer mug rather than my work mug. I'm not a huge fan of these huge blazoned designs. They're cool. Like, I like this artwork with the battle suits from the Codex. It's just not the sort of thing I want to wear on my t-shirt. It's just me. Like, this is more my thing, this subtle colour design down here, but I wouldn't pay 30 quid for it. I'm not a beanie person. I don't get it. Hat, I get it, but 20 quid is a bit much to me. Same with the backpack. It's simple, but 30 quid, really? It's a nice range. It is. There's some good stuff in here, and I think it's probably going to be of a decent quality. We won't know that until people have it in their hands and are actually wearing it and using it long term. But it seems like they've got a nice base range for 40k, and if they can replicate that with AOS and then maybe build on it in future, rather than just, here's the merch, it's going to stay like that forever, boom, done. That would be a bit daft. I think if they keep building on the range, maybe retire some old designs, add some new ones, recycle the store a little bit from now and then, I think they'll get some good stuff out of this store. And there are clearly some good designs. I'm not going to go, as I say, through the whole thing. But the Imperium's got some nice stuff. Chaos has got a huge diversity with obviously all the Chaos Gods and then all the Traitor Legions, and then Demons as well. They've got a huge range, though obviously how deep each of those ranges goes is maybe not as far as you'd hope for this initial run, but that's your personal opinion. Either way, we've got some good stuff here, and I'm not opposed to using this store now and then, and I'm not opposed to saying, oh, hey, you like that piece of art? Oh, there's actually a t-shirt. There's a t-shirt with that on it, or there's a poster with that on it, if you like, rather than having to go and like blow it up and print it out yourself, well, you could just buy it officially, I guess. I don't know. But the last thing I wanted to talk about, if you're someone who's not that fussed about me nerding out about sizes and things, then feel free to click off now. But I'm going to use this t-shirt as an example. Let's say I want to buy this shirt. You can see I've got a lot of different sizes, small, medium, all these different sizes I could buy it in, and they're all the same price. That's lovely. Good. But small, medium, large doesn't really tell you much. Are they men's, women's? Are they unisex and so on? Well, let's find out. Let's go in the size guide and let's find out. So the unisex t-shirts, great. That's good to know. With two measurements that you take. You've got your width measurement, which is across armpit to armpit, and the length, which goes from the neckline down to the waist. Okay. So I decided I'm just going to measure myself and see what size I would be. And this was my size. I am not a small person. I'm about 6 foot tall, or just shy. I think about 170-ish, 175-ish centimeters tall. I'm not short by any stretch of the imagination, and I'm not that slim. I'm quite broad-shouldered, and I'm not exactly a stick when it comes to everywhere else on me. But by the measurements I took from like neck, I did neck to waist and across my chest. I am a small by GW standards. And then I went and did the same thing with the legs, with the trousers, just to see, is this still the case? And again, yeah, my waist size varies by store to store, but roughly, it's in the small to medium bracket. And again, I'm not the most petite person in the world. From my experience in Europe, I know that their sizing is a bit more unisex. And so I know that my size in a women's, because it's the same size that you buy any clothing in Europe, the EU size is the same for men's and women's. I know in a women's size, like in the UK, I'm a size 16. I'm size 16 women's. And I'm a GW small. What? I'm sorry, what? There are many people, probably a lot of you at home watching this video, who are shorter than I am, who are slimmer than I am, and I am a small by GW standards. My legs are a bit long for these sets of measurements. I'm a bit long in the leg for them, but I'm a small. At most, I'm a medium in GW sizing, and these are supposed to be unisex? Right, okay. I'm not sure about that one, G-dubs. I'm not sure on that one at all. I think you're going to need to find a few smaller sizes, because particularly for women's sizes, you can't start at a minimum 16. I'm not saying start at a size 4, but you've got to start somewhere smaller than a 16 because, well, that's my size. Give or take, anyway. Yeah, okay. That's just minor rant, I suppose. I just wanted to mention that because I think that's a bit of an oversight, or maybe misreading the market if I'm the smallest audience they're catering to now that they've got Warhammer Adventures, because they haven't got kid sizes yet, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do implement a small amount of kid sizes, or like teenager sizes, maybe not full-on kid sizes because obviously, but I don't know, that's just me rambling on stuff. Either way, I think that they've got a good baseline. Like the 9th edition promo merch is a good idea. Phone cases are something simple. It's not all clothing, which can be quite expensive and quite easily worn down if you don't care for it correctly. Things like laptop cases are very durable. Backpacks, I usually keep a bag for a good number of years before I need to retire it through sheer wearing it down every day. And I think that they've made a good choice with going with both clothing, because that's the typical merch, and also some other stuff, things like your phone cases, laptop cases, and such. I think they've done a good job here. Your opinion of whether it's a good thing or not will depend on your opinion of GW and your opinion of merch, and therefore your opinion of GW merch. Personally, I don't have a problem with it. I think it's a logical move for GW to make as they try to go in a slightly more mainstream audience, or a wider audience, maybe not mainstream. I don't think GW is trying to go too mainstream, but certainly as they try to appeal to a broader audience where Warhammer wants to be seen as less of a niche and more of an actual proper hobby. It is always an actual proper hobby, but like not just sort of that niche nerd thing of neckbeards in basements and, well, every 13-year-old's male identifying person in Britain, it feels like. I think that it's a good move for them to get merch because it will increase the visibility of the hobby, and people like merch. From my guessing, I assume people like merch. So yeah, I think it's a good idea for GW to do merch. I think they've got a decent range. I just think that some of the prices are a tad high, probably unsurprising given A, it's GW, and B, it's merch. And I think their size guide needs some work, because if I'm a small, then that says a lot about how small you think your audience are. And I definitely know there are people in the hobby who are smaller than me. So that's something that might require fixing. Anyway, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know it's been a slightly disjointed, rambly sort of thing, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think of the merch? What do you think of the product? What do you think of the idea of GW having merch? Do you have any favourites? Are they going to snap by? What do you make of the pricing? Are they priced fairly reasonably for merch, or are they a tad too high? Is there anything that you would want them to add in, or maybe that doesn't really work for you, or that you want to see in the future? I'm curious to see what you think, because I think GW's got something good here if they know what they're doing with it. But, of course, that's just for you guys to decide, and we can have a chat about it in the comments. Always like having a chat about these things with you guys. So, thank you very much for watching. This has been Tactica Imperialis, and this has been my thoughts on Warhammer merchandise. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all again. Bye for now.